Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about walk away and never look back. So there comes a point, if you are dealing with an ex or with someone that you're dating, there comes a point when it could be that they've lost so much interest in you that the only option that you have now is to walk away and let them go and never look back. Because a lot of what usually when if you're dating a woman or you're just dating someone, it doesn't have to be a woman, it could be a man, it doesn't matter who's really watching this video, to be honest. If someone is showing low interest in you, or you've got an ex that has dumped you, doesn't want to be with you anymore, the best thing to do really, is to let them go. But obviously what a lot of people do is, and feel inspired to do, is they feel like they need to do something in order to get that person more interested in them or to get them back. So, for example, if you get dumped and you didn't want to be dumped, then you're more likely to beg, reason, plead, maybe even talk to their friends and family, to try and get them to change their mind, especially if you find it hard to contact them. If you're on a date with someone and you really like them and then all of a sudden they start losing interest, you feel like you need to do something like text them, say, hey, what's up, what's going on, I thought things were going well. Chasing them, basically. But when you're doing this kind of behavior, what that's actually doing is it's making you look insecure and needy, and you're pursuing them. Because ideally the place where you want to get to with this person is you want them to be chasing after you, right? You want them to be interested in you again, right? And you can't do that by being insecure. You can't do that by being needy and insecure and chasing after them. Okay, that shows weak behavior. And it makes them look really super attractive and desired. And it makes you look like a beggar and a pauper, right? And that's not attractive. Okay, so if you at least want this dynamic to switch, you need to stop doing that. You need to walk away from them. You need to apply the no contact rule and walk away from them, okay? That's the only way that dynamic can switch. You can't switch it by begging and pleading. No amount of them pitying you, no amount of you begging to them is going to make them more attracted to you, because begging isn't sexy, right? It's not attractive, okay? What's attractive is emotional restraint and strength, okay? This, especially for men, right? If you're a man watching this, which a lot of you will be, if you want to show to a woman that you're strong, have that emotional self-restraint and walk away. Go into no contact. Don't talk to her again. Don't waste your time on a woman who isn't displaying any interest in you anymore, because it shows a lack of self-respect if you are trying to put yourself in a place where you're no longer wanted. It doesn't show that you value yourself. And that kind of thing works for all situations in life. Ideally you should be in a job where you're valued and needed and respected and at least valued for the work that you do. You don't necessarily have to be higher up or have that kind of respect, but you shouldn't be treated with disrespect at a job. You should at least be valued for the work that you do. And if you're not, then I suggest that you stay in that job while you find somewhere better, right, where you will be valued for the work that you do. Okay, because you should always be trying to put yourself in places where you're valued. You should be making friends that value and respect you. And that's a huge one that I've had to learn quite recently. Actually, like I've been trying to make more friends that don't mess around with my time and things like that. And it's a hard lesson to learn. And sometimes, but the good news is, though, with that kind of thing, usually when I do sort of put my foot down with those kinds of things, the friends that I already have sort of change their ways a bit, which is good. Because one of the best ways that you can actually get more respect from the people that you want respect from is to start setting boundaries and to sometimes walk away and to show that you're not going to be tolerated being treated that way. And by doing so, if that person cares about you, whether it's a lover, whether it's a friend, or whether it's a family member, when they start to see the change in your behavior, they'll change their behavior and be like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't have really treated that person in that way. I'm going to switch things up here and not do that anymore. Yeah, I'm going to not waste that person's time anymore. I'm going to respect them more, because sometimes I think people can feel like they can walk over you because you just simply let them, right? But once you start applying those boundaries and you maybe even have to say, look, sorry, I don't really like being talked to that way. I don't like being treated that way. So, I'm going to go. And when you're ready to apologize, you know how to get in touch with me, basically. And that's all you really need to say, something like that. And usually if someone really loves you and cares about you and values you, they will change their behavior and it will sort of snap them out of their complacency. And they'll see that you've got a backbone and that they can't actually treat you that way. But sometimes they're kind of doing it unconsciously. They don't even know. It's just because you're showing such low self-respect in this area that they just sort of take advantage of it without even really realizing it sometimes. But sometimes people are fully aware, though, as well, that they're walking all over you and they're doing it for an ego trip or to make themselves feel better for whatever reason, and they just simply will not change their behavior. And those are the kinds of people that you definitely do not want in your life. But you've got to be able to walk away from any situation, whether it be romantic, professional, platonic, familiar, You've got to be able to walk away from people and circumstances where you're not valued and wanted and appreciated for what you do. It's just one of those things, because if you don't, they're just going to keep on walking over you. It's just going to make your self-esteem lower and lower and lower, and it's going to make them believe and enable them that they can get away with this kind of stuff, and you've got to show that they can't get away with that stuff, at least not with you. And that's when they'll usually change their behavior if they're a good person. But sometimes, though, it's absolutely necessary to walk away from someone for good and to never look back. And in romantic situations, this is even more prominent because, if you've been dumped, then it's pretty much going to be final if you walk away completely. Yeah. With friends and family, then, they'll be still probably flitting in and out of your life if you walk away from them, and they'll probably, change their mind eventually anyway and change their behavior, usually, if they're good. But with romantic situations, usually when you walk away from someone who you've had a romantic connection with, that's usually when things really do finalize and end. But it's absolutely necessary that you do this if they're not in love with you anymore, and they're showing through their actions that they're not in love with you anymore because they dumped you. They're no longer talking to you. And it's the same with anyone who you may have gone on a date with, and they're not messaging you anymore, and they've lost interest, and you can tell that they've lost interest. That kind of thing will fizzle out when you walk away, but it's absolutely necessary that you do it, because it's not going to help your situation by begging and pleading and trying to worm your way back in when you're clearly not wanted and valued. So the best thing to do is to go out, date new people who do want you in your life, who do want you, who are interested in you, who do want to see you, who are not going to dump you and leave you brokenhearted. You've got to find those dates. You've got to find people, romantic connections that won't do those things to you. And to walk away and never look back from all the other dates or any other romantic prospects, exes that you've got, and never look back. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. And if you'd like to read the book Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams, then you can read it for free on my website. You can get a physical copy on Amazon if you want, or the Kindle version, but it's not necessary because you can just read it for free on the website. You just need an internet connection, and that's all you need. You don't need to log in. You don't need to give me any kind of personal information about yourself. Just go to the website. And if you would like to see more videos that have yet to be released to the public, then you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and then press join, and you can access videos that are yet to be released to the public. But it's not necessary because they will be released eventually. It's just another way that you can support the channel if you want to. And if you want to have coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com, where you can also find the book. But if you want coaching with me, then just select whichever coaching option works best for you at this current time. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.